Hey guys, Brian and Jeff with WorkshopAddict.com, and we have in front of us Ryobi's brand spanking new 6-piece combo kit. This is their 18-volt line. It's model number P1819, and it's going to retail for $299. Now the big kicker in this is that all their kits are changing from their 2-piece kits all the way up to their 4-piece kits, and they're all going to include all the same tools that you can get in the 6-piece kit, which sounds incredibly confusing. But it's not.
They're just going to break them down for you, all the same tools, 2-piece kit, 2-piece kit, 4-piece, and the big 6.
Okay, so the 4-piece kit is going to come less the multi-tool and circular saw, and that's going to be $199. The 6-piece kit and all the kits below are going to come with 2 1.5 amp hour batteries in this new charger, which is model number P118B. They call it a fast charger.
Yeah.
It's different. We hung it on the wall for a little bit, and it's just a simple charger. It's small, not much to it.
We can't really compare it as to the speed, but we will.
When you're working with the 1.5 amp hour batteries, I'm sure it's not a big deal. You move up to the 6 amp hour, 9 amp hour batteries, it's probably going to take a little bit longer.
But it is compatible with all of them.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're looking at a new kit, this is an interesting way to go, no doubt. If you want to drop down to the smaller impact and drill kit, you can get that $149, or if you want to drop down to the drill and circular saw kit, that's $129. So there's a million options, all with these same tools. We're going to go over tool by tool. In the description, I'll try to put all the times that we're going over all the tools and all that fun jazz. So check down there for more information on all the kits. Let's start out with the drill, which is model number P215, and it is pretty nice little drill. It's comfortable.
Yeah, it surprisingly had a lot of torque. I mean,
rated at 500 inch-pounds, 2 speeds, 22 clutch positions that you can see. Now they listed as 24. I think one of them is the drill, and the 23 would be the one click after the 22. So 24 positions. You have the typical stuff on here, right? Nice LED light at the bottom.
Magnet tray, tool holder, or bit holder.
Variable speed trigger that is smooth, like any other drill should be. Easy to change, forward, reverse, lock in the middle. Plastic overmolded 1/2-inch chuck, metal chuck on the inside obviously, but not a bad unit. I mean, we put it through its paces. It did pretty well.
I was really surprised with the size hole saw we were running through it.
Right.
Without a handle on it.
And that was more just to get you guys to say, hey, on low speed, what can it do? Did it stop a couple times? Yes.
But I mean, that was an extremly large tool or bit for this tool.
And it's a safety thing on our end.
Yeah.
We're not, when it gets to a point of, how do you say that? It's not worth us spraining a wrist because we're doing something we shouldn't be with this tool, but we're trying to prove to you the actual power that this tool has.
It's there.
It's brushed. You can move up into the higher amp hour batteries and you will get a little bit more power. At least we tried it throughout here.
With the saw, we noticed
quite a bit.
Yeah. On the drill, maybe.
It is what it is.
More
nice little tool. It's here. Yeah, you get more runtime. I think it's a great upgrade for what they have. Again, this is a brushed one. Ryobi does make a brushless tool that it would be a way upgrade from this, but this is the drill that comes with all the kits. Next up is the impact driver, model number P235A.
Pretty basic. We were running 3-inch lags with this, burying them as far as we could till the bit was coming off and still pulling them back out. Lots of power.
Single speed, 3,200 IPM, 1,800 inch-pounds, 2,800 RPM. And I hate to say this, but if I were closing my eyes and just saying, what am I picturing when I look at those specs, I would say dang close to Rigid and Milwaukee's tools. Yeah. So that tool, being a single speed, is going to give you all the power you need with a larger battery. I think it likes to use some power. So with the smaller batteries, you might not get as much large fastening as you would with the smaller.
We never managed to stall it out though.
No.
So
I just think it's a matter of runtime.
Exactly. Everything's gonna go back to runtime on that.
Yeah, so if you're gonna do a deck, you might wanna get a couple more batteries. And I think that's gonna be true throughout the whole thing. We're looking at a 1.5 amp hour battery that comes with it, compact.
Yeah.
It'll get you through. It's just not
It's not
gonna
an
do-
all-day battery.
No, not at all.
So.
Next up is the reciprocating saw, which is model number P519. This is a nice, very lightweight tool with a 1-inch stroke and 3,400 strokes per minute.
Which I was very impressed with, that being as lightweight as it is and how it feels. It had good power to it.
It does not have a shoe in front that is adjustable forward and back, which doesn't matter. It sits back far enough. The blade is inserted in the front. It has a release lever on the outside. Drop it into place. Incredibly easy to use, incredibly easy to remove. No spring on that one. This is perfect Christmas tree cutter.
Exactly. I've been using mine for 10 years. Not this one exactly, but
this tool here, power-wise, was excellent for what we were using it for. Again, if you wanted maybe just a touch more, you could upgrade the batteries, but I don't see it as a huge thing. I think, again, runtime.
for the average household starter kit, you can't beat that.
No, I agree fully, 100%. And it's lightweight for working overhead. Not a lot of options to get yourself confused with. You have a lock out switch here and a lock on. Variable speed trigger switch, again, very smooth, which is not always the case that we see with some of the Ryobi products, but nice, I think, upgrade. What's up next?
I guess we're gonna go to the circular saw.
So that's model number P505. It's a 5.5-inch circular saw, 4,600 RPMs, 1.9/16 depth of cut at 90 degrees with a 50-degree bevel.
What can we say about this? For the starter that needs a circular saw, it's not gonna be a great depth of cut, but your household use, I think it's gonna do everything you need.
It's going to cross-cut 2x4s or any 2x lumber.
Right.
You're going to be able to bevel 1/2-inch plywood. You're going to be able to move through different materials that I think somebody building a deer blind, doing little things like that is going to be perfectly fine with.
I mean, it's gonna add a circular saw to your toolbox to do the minimal job.
This blade left.
Yeah, where they should be.
Why in the world is Ryobi's line coming out with a, quote, sidewinder, as people call them, blade left, right?
Maybe they're finally getting the idea.
So if you're watching this and wondering what are they talking about, most worm drive saws, high-end contractor saws, are going to be blade left. So when you're right-handed and you're using the saw, when you look over, you can see where the blade's at, you can see where everything is located, whereas in most cases this would be a blade right saw, which you'd have to look around the motor and everything to see. So they're probably testing the waters here. I think they know we want this, or most people want this.
Everybody has their preference, blade right, blade left. Ours happen to be left. And
it's interesting that they put it in here because it's an intro DIY kit. So they rearranged everything for this. And I think for most right-handers, it's going to be perfect. Now, if you're a left-hander, you feel like we do when we use the typical sidewinder type saw blade. Yeah. So, but it's going to work well for either person. It's just a matter of the sight on the blade. That's where it comes down to. Adjustment on this is very simple. Everything's there, labeled well. It's a great starter DIY saw with a stamped bottom, brushed motor again, not too big. You grab onto it, there's no intimidation here.
there's no weight there.
No, and it's easy to use. Your battery slides in on the right-hand side. You can put any battery in here. We did use the 6-amp-hour battery on it, and we were pushing it through a 2x4, and we did notice that we got some more power out of it.
It did increase the power quite a bit.
You know, but that still might, ripping a 2x4 or ripping 2x lumber might be a little bit of a push for the saw.
That brings us to something we need to bring up. We had the 1.5 battery in it, but we didn't know, and there's no way of knowing what the charge is on it.
Right.
So we could have been low on this battery before we put the 6 in it.
But that's it. Upgrading batteries, if you do upgrade batteries, grab the 4 amp hour or something that you can get a fuel gauge with. It just seems to make a whole lot of sense. Up next is the multi-tool, model number P343. This is a cool tool with a little dial on the bottom that has 0 to 6 for a variable speed. It does have a lock-on trigger and 20,000 oscillations per minute. And if you don't have a multi-tool and never used one,
it's a very cheap way of getting into something that is extremely handy in certain situations.
once you have one, I think you get to a point and you really understand what you can do with it, between sanding, between cutting door jambs, raising a floor up. I don't know what people would do if you pull out linoleum and want to put in tile in a room and you just need to raise your door jambs up a little bit. I mean, you can do everything with it.
It makes normal operation so much easier.
You don't know, tearing it off the wall, you just put a piece of wood down, go at it. So you can sand with it, you can do all kinds of different things. They even have little tools to pull out grout, you can cut concrete. It all depends on the blades. Blades go from inexpensive all the way up to crazy expensive, carbide, diamond bits, all that stuff. This one, you have an Allen wrench to change the blade on the bottom. No big deal. Some of them that are out there come with quick change blades. Again, DIY kit. First one out there, I don't think too many people care if they're gonna change the blades. They're just happy to have it.
For what you're paying for in the 6-piece kit, to get this, it's well worth it.
Trigger on this is what I would call typical Ryobi.
On off.
You got the click. You don't feel much of it, but it's typical on and off. It doesn't affect how the tool runs. That's your variable speed on the bottom is right there. I like this tool. For what you're getting and how much you're going to use it, this is great. 1.5 amp hour battery is perfect for this. I believe last up is the new and updated LED flashlight, model number P705. 1600 lumens and a nice head that will rotate pretty much 360 degrees, but it stops in the middle.
Yeah, you got to go the other way around.
So working at it or working with it underneath a sink, you can, under a car, you can just
spin it around, set her down.
Put it where it needs to be. This is a flashlight style, and it's called a flashlight, and it works just like a flashlight. Yeah, the light comes out like a flashlight.
It's not a flood.
So for most situations, it's great. This knocks the socks off what used to come with this kit.
By far. So
if it's not a floodlight enough for you, you're going to be into some of the Ryobi batteries. You can wait for a sale and find some $19 floodlights that they have, or some of the hybrid models that you can actually plug in. But this dude here is actually, all the tools are night and day, an upgrade from what came in the 6-piece kit in the past. I'm liking what they're doing.
Exactly, I'm right there.
So what's going to happen if you go out and buy this kit? MSRP is $299. If this is anything like a lot of their kits, they will be on sale around Black Friday, Christmas, springtime, Labor Day, Memorial Day. You can find some great prices on these kits.
And another great thing is they come with a 3-year warranty.
That's right, right off the bat. And they're good about that warranty. These batteries, the 1.5s that come with it, are the absolute smallest that Ryobi makes at this point. So when you get into it, you might start to think, I need a bigger battery.
But you've already got to start with 2 1.5s.
Right, and as we said, look for one either that has the fuel gauge on it, because that's very nice, or possibly look for another kit out there that might have a charger and a battery that comes with it, so that you can just
charge multiple batteries.
Yeah, because that's going to be your kicker. I think that somebody with this kit's going to come out and be like, hey, I'm going to go take care of a project. Is my battery charged? Did I leave it on the charger? What do I got going? You don't know. Right. And I think that's a little tip. I don't know about blades on a 5.5-inch circular saw, but if you can upgrade to like a Diablo blade,
definitely do it.
That would be a good idea if you can find one around. We were not using a pruning blade. when we were out pruning trees.
Well, same thing with the 5 and we used the blades that came with the kit.
Right.
So
if you're going to get a blade and you're, new to a recip saw, this is about a 5-inch blade or so, and you're doing pruning, pick up a 10-inch.
Yep.
That'll
If you're going to go cut your Christmas tree down, it'll make a world of difference.
Yeah, get a 10-inch, 9-inch pruning blade. It'll give you a little bit more reach is what you can get to. The 1-inch stroke on this was great. Impact bits. If you're going to look at this and you don't have any impact bits for the impact driver, Ryobi makes a ton of them. Milwaukee makes a ton of them. I mean, there's a million different brands as you're walking through the store, right? Pick out the kit that gives you what you need and not a whole lot more. You don't have to spend a lot of impact bits, and if you break them or something happens, they strip out, who cares, right?
Yeah, you'd be better off looking for a kit that has multiples of number 2s, and that, because those are your most common. Don't get every size available, you won't use them.
You can get $40 impact bit kits, and some work great, some don't.
Yeah.
Overall here, I think Ryobi is going for a great step as giving someone the perfect place to jump in, my first toolkit, and then it looks like they're allowing options for you to move up within the brand and still be able to use the same batteries that you have collected from prior purchases.
Or move into the next step and your batteries will still be compatible.
Yeah, and I think that's important. If you don't know, all of Ryobi tools, everything from 15 years ago up till now, use this same battery. All their brushless tools will use this same battery or any of the other batteries moving on up, as they will be compatible downward also. Good overview of this kit. If you guys have any questions, leave them below in the comment section. We will try to be there and answer them as soon as possible. I like what Ryobi's doing. I think that's something that if they keep going with this, they're going to have an easier way of moving throughout their line.
I believe that.
So as always, guys, we appreciate your time. Please give us a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Have a great day.